Hey everybody, this is Asher, and we're back with more Dyson Sphere Program, where we have made a few mistakes along the way, and I'm going to get into those right now. If you remember from the last video, we have some power issues. If you remember from the last video, we were actually researching planetary logistics, but one thing I sort of had in the back of my mind is like, hey, wait a minute, to build a logistics station, don't we need titanium? And we do. We need computer chips, titanium, and other stuff. Now, titanium smelting is down here. We can queue it. That's fine. The only a few mistakes, just a few. We also, to get this particle trap, we need to queue this, but we're going to be moving around our priorities in just a little bit here, because on top of everything else, we actually we have enough titanium for like a few stations here. We have like 87. It's a very sad amount. So one thing we need to do, in fact, is do some research that I forgot to get together here, like this core one that doesn't cost very much. And that'll let us do drive engine 2, which unlocks the sail thing, which doesn't cost very much. In fact, we can probably do those after this. The good news, at least, is that we are pumping out research like crazy. So one of the nice things is that we are going to be doing some interplanetary travel early. It's something I completely forgot about on the list here, but we are making more than enough resources to go ahead and plop down some more matrix labs here, so we could definitely make some more red science. Well, if I had some foundation down first. There's so many things I need to fix. It's great. Foundation. Yes. And we are just going to get every tutorial again until the cows come home.
If the foundation is used for high grounds,
the foundation is strong, we could actually shut you up.
Matrix lab.
Yes. So for whatever reason, I'm going to call it early access. The helpful droid is going to be helpful. We can actually stack these up to 4 now, which is really nice. So I could auto build some of these, but let's start with the power situation first, because I've thought about a few things of why this might be going wrong. But the long and short of it is that this burns so fast that you can't daisy chain this like maybe coal. So we are going to be changing our power priorities here, which means we need some more belts, which is fine, because we are going to need a lot of belts. Might as well take them. You can see we have a little bit of backup here already. Gonna need some more sorters as well eventually. But yeah, it's going to be fun. We're going to go to another planet. I had already targeted kind of the lava planet to go to as well, just because it's a little bit closer. But first thing is first here, we have to get our power ducts in a row. So remember all of those automated, let's build all these power structures together and make everything super happy. It's exactly our plan today. So, whoop. Move you down here like this. And I can make this a lot neater doing it otherwise, but this is just what I'm doing for now, because I want to get all these power stations kind of going as best as possible. And maybe I could put a 4th one right here. We'll see. I may not need to. But you see, we're going to have no fuel here for just a minute. We're going to have some actual thermal plants here, and this is just what we're going to do. Meanwhile, we are I don't know for sure if I'm going to be taking thermal plants with me to the planet that I'm going to. Probably not, if only because I want to make sure I have something reliable to take with me. But you can see all of that power. It's trying its best. Thermal generators do create a lot of power, and because we have really fast feeders, we will be able to get those hungry things fed in a hurry. And the nice thing about this setup is that it's a little expandable. We can do this just a little bit more if we need to. Like if I want to just oh god. Oh boy. You see what I did wrong there? We have planetary logistics that we can't build yet. Although we do have upgraded belts unlocked. And maybe I can do something with that, but I think it's a higher priority that I get this straightened out here. But you see what I did? This is running backwards. You know, I guess it's not that big of a deal. We're just going to roll with it. And for these first power stations, I can just... You know what? I may just do a combined arms thing because I have a hunch that this is not going to be enough here for this. So if we knock this out, we have these run here. We can still burn some excess coal, which I know I just deleted that line at the end of the run here. But yeah, it's really cool that we have stuff unlocked in such a hurry. It's a very different position to be in from what I've done in this game previously. So we have these things all going here. I could technically have like 2 lines of oil run through here and do a splitter, but for now I'm going to do it the sloppy way because sloppy's fun. So Barrick, yeah, just a few mistakes, but we're doing our best. The important thing is that let's see if the flow here goes through, because technically with the oil reserves I have in place and will have in place, we could totally do more of this. So yeah, this is the flow I was a little bit more expecting. So it looks like it's pretty much just going to be getting to here, and we'll see what this build-up looks like. I think just for good measure, I'm going to put like 1 over here just to burn any excess. That's not a great placement for burning excess, but whatever. We can kind of run it. Maybe we just go ahead and do the whole shebang. I mean, we have the thermal plants, but look at how fast our science is going. So we have research cores. Wow, that actually connects. Nice. Okay. It's like I don't know what to do with my own success in building here. So we have these going. This line should be done now, so we can just insert, insert, insert. This gives our coal a little something to do. And I wonder if I can actually chain delete these things. But regardless, what's our power situation like now? Interestingly, not as high as maybe it could be, but it's a start. So how's our snack situation? We're going to need some road snacks. In fact, one thing I'm going to need to do pretty hard here, as I think we actually... Did we unlock solar? No, we did not unlock drive engine. I meant to re-queue that. You know, while we're here, let's do energy circuit as well, because we want the extra recharge. Extra inventory capacity is fantastic. And we can't do that upgrade until yellow research. And more drones is nice, so we'll just get all the upgrades done early. Even the flight speed's fine. Vertical construction takes only red, but we're making a lot of red. Vein utilization is incredibly important. And then we have other technologies we need to research as well. Mainly the magnetic trap, but that takes quite a bit, and we can knock all these out in a hurry because we are producing, from our last stuff here, a lot of science. That's actually higher science production than pretty much I had for most of last save. So we've learned a few tricks here. In fact, I could, now that we're here, we can definitely stack up some more on top of here. I halfway wonder if I could even do some more stuff here, but we have some other things we can do here. So we have titanium smelting available. So let's get cute here real quick. We're just gonna drop a box here.
You built a smelter,
Whew.
which can smelt.
How did I get this far in the game without a smelter?
You built a storage,
Which
can be used to store cargo.
The ancient art
You can
of
manually store or
talking
use the
all the
sorter
time.
to automatically stock the
Okay.
cargo.
So we're gonna get just a few titanium plates here. You know what? Let's also just put a storage box here, and this is going to be our crap we are absolutely not taking with us. We're not taking thermal power stations. We're taking miners. We're not taking oil extractors. We're not taking oil refineries. We're not taking storage tanks. And the conveyor belt one, I'm just going to delete. The sorters here. You know, I can drop those MK2 sorters in somewhere in a box to make it work, but we're not taking these because we don't need to. I'm just trying to free up as much inventory space as I can. Alright. And you know, we could actually burn some of that excess fuel here, but wow, our research is purring like a something. But one thing we are going to take So, yeah, it's hard work getting through so many mistakes. We don't need all of these. And you can see we do have a little bit of silicon protection. But I am going to take some of these. I probably don't even need that many. Because these things, they produce 360 kilowatt hours of stuff. But one reason I was more interested in going to the lava planet is because it is more efficient. I had it somewhere here. Solar energy, 137% conversion versus 59% conversion. So here's our base, whatever it may be. And we put our Mark II sorters in here. So one thing we do still need to fabricate, and there's a few things we need to fabricate, but we might as well just fly. Look, we're already done with the titanium plates we have. We have 43. That's amazing. Okay, it takes 2 plates to get through, but this is our first interplanetary trip, and well, if I could just get the game to be like, oh, by the way, leave the planet, please. Oh, wait. There's a reason I can't leave the planet. I thought the research was done. Okay, that's a mistake on my end, so boop. Let's recharge.
You built a wireless power tower, which is suitable with long-distance.
Wow, wrong tooltip for the research I just unlocked.
You have received the ability.
Alright, now, you see, we've never actually tried sailing without that before, so you could play some sticks and just say I'm not sailing away, but now we hit the ceiling,
You can control the mecha, go to different
and we just go up in the air.
planetary systems by following the arrows in the space navigation.
Yep.
Hold down the shift key to accelerate, back arrow key to slow down. You can also use the QR keys to hold down the right mouse button, dragging to sideward flight.
Apparently one of the things that most people screwed up, not knowing much about the game, was the fact that you press shift to accelerate. So there'd be people that would just go off a default flight speed. I can't say I did anything that egregious, but trying to jump out and fly is pretty good on its own. Now 500 is not a lot, so we do have a little bit of time to talk here. Some things I need to fabricate. I need to get this fabrication in order, but we don't have the materials. We don't have the research for it yet. We can make graphene, we can't make the other stuff. So we're going to really be needing 2 things, and because we only have the planetary logistics station and not the interplanetary logistics station, which I see where we're going here. What are we looking at? Anyway, I said I see where we're going, but we're running out of time here. I'm almost here. I got to get to yellow research to do it. But here's our little lava buddy. It's a happy place. There's our home, only home that we've known since we got crash landed here as a happy little robot. So we're going to try something stupid here and just fly artistically into the planet. You see, it's moving. If we go in a straight line, we'll hit it eventually. Alright, there's some fun lens flare, so... Oh, we got it. Alright, so, lava time. Welcome to the aptly named Lambda Muscae 1. It is a planet that has a little bit of silicon and a lot of titanium. And we need titanium and we need silicon. And it looks like we have some veins that are pretty close to where we landed, which is nice. I just want to see if we have any good locations like near the poles. Because if we do, that would be... Ooh! Okay, we have some silicon over here. And some titanium kinda... Okay, so there's one silicon vein. Like, the reason I want to do it by the poles is that way we can get all of our stuff together. I think maybe the red pole, which I don't know if red's north or south. We have a bunch of titanium we can mine right here. We have a bunch of silicon we can get right here. We don't have to, like... Oh, or we can just do it right there. They're right next to each other. Nice. So, first thing we need is power. And this is just like my other silicon... or little lava planet. It's just full of stones. There's a lot of good building area. This could potentially become a production planet. I don't have a whole bunch of stuff for the top here, but let's see. You know what I could do here? Could actually pay attention to my little nav ball down on the bottom to say if I'm getting to the North Pole. Now, if you look here, you're like, oh crap, there's a giant lava lake in the middle, and you'd be correct, that's a problem. But we are not trying to, like, ring the planet with this kind of stuff anymore. Those days are done. But if we put a bunch of solar panels up here, one thing we can do... Oh, we actually need foundational support there. That's fun. So I guess there's a tiny hole of lava somewhere. I do wonder if one day it'll be like we have to actually research advanced heat systems. You're going to see how I'm going to get a little sloppier as we go around here because nobody lives here. Nobody's going to see what we're doing. But if we have a nice, happy little ring of energy at the top, if we do end up turning this into one of our production centers, then definitely we can switch these out for stuff that'll harness a Dyson Sphere later. But that's one thing I wanted to talk about as well with Barrick or anyone who's watching on YouTube as well. I don't have to actually make my Dyson Sphere here. One of the things I've mentioned in prior videos and playthings is that the solar sail tech and stuff is actually pretty inefficient for this stage of the game. So there's nothing stopping us from researching everything but the Dyson Sphere techs until later. So we can really just set it up to have our production wherever. But what is our power generation on this planet like right now? Okay, that's the system. We got 23 megawatts. I mean, there's our star, and there's our home planet getting cooked by it a little bit. It's nice that you can see all that in the air. So we're not grabbing the coal, we're not grabbing the copper. Yeah, look at that nice inviting lava. Nice thing about having these giant power poles though is that they will reach for days. So it's a lot easier to expand my power grid kind of across the system here. So if we go to our miners here, I could have probably used to pick up a few more miners, but this is fine. I mean, I can get so much titanium out of this. It's pretty exciting. Like, you don't need a ton of titanium to be honest, but this is going to alleviate most of our titanium need for the entire game. It's a little sad that I missed that on the first try because you want to try and get as many of these little things as possible. I think that did it. Alright, so I still have a few little spinny fan things, but I guess we don't need them very much right now. Alright.
You have done building the...
Yes. I can't believe I've gotten this far in the game without being able to do any power transfers. Alright. So how can I screw this logistical nightmare up? Because we're going to do kind of the same thing we did before. Now there's two schools of thought here. One is, do I just smelt all of my crap on the same planet? Or do I bring it back home? I don't really have a choice right now because I don't have much in the way of off-world moving things. So all we're going to do right here is, I think we just wrap a giant line of smelters and throw it all in a box. That seems alright. Dire ability. Thank you for the vote of confidence, because that's about all the confidence I deserve. Alright. What you need to know about this game is that I am a robot doing the bidding of my internet overlords. It's a little too real. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Is there a reason I did 12? Not really. It's kind of funny because we'll need more silicon when it's all said and done. But we're just going to put this right here. And honestly, just stack some storage boxes. Stack some storage boxes. And we're going to call it a day. Actually, might have missed some of the
You have a
power needs
building
there.
without recipe set.
Yes, I know.
Please set the recipe you want. After selecting the recipe, you can use the less than key to copy the recipe, and the greater than key to paste the next building.
Alright, so this is all titanium, which as you see it needs 2 ore. And this is where the copy and paste is actually pretty nice. If I can get it to work. Alright, so the lava planet is a little exciting, but not exactly the most, like, dire thing in the world. It's just more fun than anything right now. A fun, happy little lava abode. But one of the things that's very important, and one of the early game things that a lot of people have to deal with, and one of the reasons I am trying to gun for logistic stations as fast and early as possible, is to avoid the amount of unnecessary trips back and forth. Which goes to a few things here. Eventually, if I build big enough, I will run out of titanium, but titanium, at least in this part of the early access, is not nearly as big of a bottleneck as silicon, which we're going to be mining a ton of as well. Let's see, there we go. Our move just a little bit faster now, but see, we have all these miners going. Our power draw is minuscule because we're not doing any production, but we are filling up these boxes, which is good. So we have some silicon over here, and our plan is essentially the same. Wow, that's... I'm so not used to how far that reaches. I remember basically struggling to run lines through everything. And I'm sorry for anybody I'm making cringe by all the clicking I'm due to access my inventory. I don't mean to cause you pain. Okay, can we get those, both of those at the same time? Alright. Guess we'll do these. I mean, this is all passive. So the big thing is just we're doing the same second verse, same as the first. Pop over here. Just literally run one line. Can even probably move it up a little bit higher. And then just slide to the right. And see, we're getting some soil. One of the reasons I didn't try to dig into this area before is that I didn't really have a lot of soil to play with. So we don't need miners, we need smelters. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's fine. That's a lot. Even for me, that's a lot. But yeah, our plan is literally the same as before. This is just going to be our first production. If we decide to stay in this system or not, that's fine. We have some interesting planets close by as we get even more research done. So now we have one more construction drone. Like if we look out here, I can't see where everything is just yet, and our star graph is a little crazy right now. But like we have like a blue giant over here, which I do want to visit. We have some B-type stars. We have an O-type star as well with an 8. We have a black hole, it's an 11. I probably don't want to do a black hole Dyson sphere only because it generates very little power. But yeah, I'd be up for like some other types of stuff, or I can just make one on spot, or I can make more than one if y'all want me to go really crazy. But let's see how my sanity does when we get through the first one, because first things first, just take care of the job at hand. Now I will add that at least as of this recording right now, the Steam Lunar Sale is going on, and it's like other Steam sales. It's more of a, is this the time where I pick up a game that I've been thinking about? because Lord knows I have enough to play. But I did, because I'm irresponsible. And I picked up a game that I've had my eye on for a while, and just in the same vein as Cogmine and Caves of Cut, I'm like, do I really want to put myself through this? So I got Jupiter Hell, which also just kind of makes me think of this here. If you're not familiar with Jupiter Hell, it is sort of a spiritual / actual sequel to Doom RL, which is something I have not played because I wasn't really into roguelikes back in the days where that was more relevant. But yeah, it is a very much a rogue game with you're going through Jupiter and it's hell. So it's like Space Doom with demons. And you know what? It's fun and it's surprisingly accessible. And I totally died my first time playing through it, but I lasted a lot longer than I meant to. I think maybe some of my Caves of Cud and Cogmind experience finally bore fruit, because I did have some survival instinct. Oh, we actually need power on these things. So, yeah, Caves of Cud, Cogmind. I've streamed Cogmind maybe, but Jupiter Hell is a roguelike that is very much in the vein of those games where it is permadeath. It's you start over every time. It's also turn-based, but it's only 4-directional instead of 8-directional. So you can move around in 4 directions. You can stop and wait as long as you want to. It looks very pretty as well, which is an interesting thing to say about a Doom-style game. But there we go. I think we're going to grab these, and that's going to be most of the titanium we need. Oh, Jupiter Hell. Yeah, thank you. And you know, it's really funny that I realize now that YouTube is actually automatically doing closed captions for me, and it's doing really well with my southern talk. So maybe, just maybe, we will look and see how horrible I pronounce Jupiter Hell. Yeah, it's one of those games that I hadn't really heard about before, but once I read about it, it kind of stayed on my mind. But look at this. We have a little more power production here from these solar panels. And if we look at our power production, it is doing the same little wave up and down, but we're not really losing it or busting through. So this will be fine. This is going to be a lot of production. Yeah, Jupiter Hell. Alright. I think I'm going to take some of these solar panels and actually put them near the poles because of Homeworld as well, because I've kind of already developed that area. Oh my gosh, we are so close already. This is awesome. Thank you, Inner Ring Planets. Like I said, the last time I did a lot of development on my ice planet because it had a rare resource, ice fire, but this one pretty much has less of everything. A little more silicon, but just not very exciting. But yeah, bye-bye, Lambda Muskie 1. Yeah, see, what the canon is for Jupiter Hell is pretty much that Jupiter analog right there is where the demons come from. And yeah, bad news bears. Remember all those like, hey, let's do a mission to Enceladus because we think there's life in there and stuff. Actually, I think Enceladus is the moon around Saturn, so whoops, got that wrong. But drone flight speed, so we're back just in time. Wow, that's so trippy. Anyway, cargo stacking. We need yellow for that. Might as well do that. But yeah, any of these other ones, like the move speed's not super important. That one's okay. We don't need to worry about high strength titanium yet, although we will need it to build these, but it's a prereq anyway. Oh boy, we have so many things that I need to pre-build here. If you've watched any of my videos on the last series of this, you know that I'm intimately familiar with having to create processors. And so that's one thing that we're going to do, and that's one reason I want to get the interplanetary logistics set up. Another thing we're going to need to automate making is thrusters. I don't know why I'm looking at it through this menu, but these are all things I can do except for maybe this one, which this one needs to be queued before any of the other upgrades. So that was bad on my end, because we have to, might as well queue this one up as well, because we're going to need to do another line of these, which means we're going to need to do another line of these, which is fine, because we actually need these for a lot of things we want to make. Okay, so well, thank you. I assume you're talking about people you know that like them. I will say, though, that it is definitely, because I know some people love splitting hair on the words here, it is definitely a roguelike, not a roguelite. It is not for the faint of heart. It will kill you a lot and kill you some more. So, if we put... Look at this! We just have an ocean here. Well, you know what? I'm not going to do the solar panel thing quite yet. I mean, our power's still pretty unhappy. It's almost like we're not getting enough oil. Huh. Interesting. So we're trying our best here. So I think what we do instead here is get really sloppy. Just have a little bit of pain and regret here. And we're just going to feed this line as well. Which means we actually need to back this one up all the way to, like, right here. And just drop it in there, and then... Is the game gonna let me do this? I don't think it's going to. I think it's actually gonna demand, like a jerk, that I put a splitter down here. Ugh, okay, fine. What a jerk. Even my drones are over it.
Splitter with 4 directions. It can split the passing cargo or balance the cargo.
Wow, that's what they mean by splitter?
The splitting speed depends on the conveyor belt speed. Use the tab key to switch between different styles, and click it to set priorities and filters.
Alright, and you know what? I kind of do want to try again with the doubling up here, because I think if we just do double, it should be okay, but yeah, look what we have a lot of room for now. Cool. We can probably put these all back in for now. Yeah, you never guess. It's almost like the translation for this game is really good and everything is exactly what you think it'd be. But one of the things I gotta look out for is that we're starting to run on some energetic graphene issues, but vein splitting here, I do want to take a moment to talk about this tech because I figured its importance early on, but I didn't take advantage of it early on. Vein utilization, pretty much because I'm playing with finite resources, it makes your veins more efficient. It makes your miners more efficient. The most important stat for me, honestly, is minus 6% ore consumption. So it lets your veins last longer. Which sounds gross, but we're not talking about, like, skincare, so... Alright. Gotta do it like a dummy, don't I? 1, 2, 3. Alright, so this is more science. I want to see if this works. And if we're just gonna have power problems for a while, then we're just gonna have power problems for a while. Because clearly that oil was trying its best to go all the way back here. And, you know, I'm honestly really not sure, and it's really hard to tell in the nighttime, if we actually need more refineries. But it looks kind of like we have enough. Like we don't, or like if we need more oil intake. But I think we might actually. This is gonna be like the death of me here. But I think I'm gonna put like a few more refineries, which once again, I just want to point out that these things are killing my power. So 960 kilowatts per. These take 3 per, so actually would help if I actually picked those up out of the box too. But look at this, we're still making red cubes for days, blue cubes for days. We're actually finally pushing through our graphene, which is really exciting. Because that means we're working efficiently, but we need oil refineries. And then we'll get to our happy dandy little automation. There is Jupiter Hell rising again. And we do have this storage block down here. So now that we have this, it may be worth my time, if I start look like I'm running low, to pass it back there, because we are ooh, we're actually not passing any hydrogen into this, so much for anybody looking being like, hey Asher, I'm really glad you've gotten better about paying attention when you set up science, because you would be wrong. Alright, while we're here, what? About to say, I should have enough resources to do something that's actually short on iron plates. That's cute. And this is great because I was totally thinking about doing something else for setting up here, and now we're just doing a bunch of weird shit instead. Okay, refineries. Yeah, let's go a little stupid. I want to see what 4 refineries does. Like, oh gosh. I'm doing the contact thing. I'm just like, well, why build 4 refineries when you can build 6? I mean, I can always punt another oil extractor into here. The big question for me, and these are going to be too close, aren't they? Yep. Alright, try that again. Good thing there's no deconstruction penalty. Alright. So this time without putting your butt all the way on the line. Like that. Alright. So once again, the reason I'm doing this is because power logistics are very important, and I'm determined to not just do things with just strictly solar panels. And if that's me being dumb and a little prideful, that's fine. That's fair even. It's one of those things where I kind of played the game one way the first time. I'm going to play it a different way this time. It's a little bit of spaghetti, but it just means I can possibly run even more crap over here. Alright. Cool. See, my question here is, do I have enough for cracking? Because we do have a backup right here. And I wonder if that graphene backup is actually the whole cause for why I'm having issues right now. So we're going to do this as just regular refining. I mean, one of the things I could totally do math for is to see if the amount of power that's made by my excess here is worth 6 refineries. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I think one thing I need to do to babysit this is, that's fascinating. So, I was wondering about this. It doesn't automatically pass to the bottom box. Alright. So I will have to do this from time to time. Okay, that's workable. Alright, now I did want to make a few more matrix labs and just throw them up here. And then we can speed up our research maybe a little more by dropping some on top of here. So what are you short on? Like we're out of graphene at this point. So is there anything siphoning this off right now? Huh. Well, look at these. These are all running now. So I think our power situation's at least under control for now. And since we're using clean coal, can probably even do this. We love clean coal! 'Cause it's fictional! Alright. Okay, this is gonna be a fun little quandary here. Okay, in fact, we don't need this at all. We don't need you at all. Can I do it like this? There we go. So we can pick up that box later. How many more smelters do I have? So I need to get more smelters. Because I have a lot of coal. And I'm pretty sure that now I can just prioritize going to the right. Alright, this is going to be really interesting because those fast splitters are going to be doing more here. But this is where, once again, I wasn't sure I wanted to do this, but I'm going to do it. Is if these things need backup for more graphene, we'll just take it out of here. So good, we got those pods ready. We're about ready to automate the shit out of this. Hooray. So now we have lots of goodies. Alright, and I have lots of inventory of stuff. Well, look at that! Okay, so when I pass it off the line, it'll autofill. Neat, okay. So you have to have an input and an output to make the elevator work. Makes sense. Our, I love our power draw, it's just so wacky. Would also help if I actually put some stuff over here. But what's the next step? Next step is actually going to be automation. Because we have more things to automate. We have lots of stuff trying its best down here. You see, suddenly, just like that, we have enough oil, and then we don't have enough oil, and we kind of do have enough oil. It's running close. And then if we go over here, we actually don't have enough fuel. Fascinating. Okay. Alright. every problem leads to more problems. Alright, well, that'll sort itself out, or I actually have another coal vein that's not too far away. And some oil veins, so I can always just drop some more crap in there. But yeah, once again, this thing is possibly making a difference for where it wants to prioritize. Because right now, it's not having to do a lot of work. So now we're going to play the automation game like I promised before. You know Asher and his promises. Sorter MK2, sorter MK3, we need more belts. Alright. We're not smelting titanium right now. And this is not the best place to park this box at all. So that stinks a little bit. Because what we're going to do is something that I've been meaning to do for a while. Let's look at our fabrication menu real quick. First thing I need to set to fabrication is potato chips or processors. Those need circuit boards, which need iron and copper, and those need copper and silicon, which we are producing at a rate that's not going to be able to keep up with this here. So I do have kind of a box station for silicon right now. I can drop a few more boxes on top of it. You can see even here, all of these silicon plate makers, it's really struggling to keep up. But that's okay. This is like 10 stone per silicon. That's incredibly inefficient. Like some of the worst efficiency in the game. And interesting that we're full on here. So one thing I could have done if I had taken the opportunity to do it before is actually, I could potentially set up a steel line. But another thing I can do is... Oh, too close. Got a little too excited here. We're going to need some backup steel later. Might as well get some of that set up now. I mean, if this iron isn't doing anything else. Let's leave it at 2 stacks. Because, like, we have all of our foundation over here, which I am going to need more of. And this steel is just automatically going through every time because foundation stacks up to ridiculously high amounts. So that steel is just always going to be working. Alright, so anyway, we have our iron line, we have our silicon line. I need more belts. It'd be really awkward if I just ran out of belt production all of a sudden, but fortunately that did not happen. Alright, power generation. Okay, it's really interesting. I had it figured out, and then I didn't. And it's about to get a lot worse, so... Let's prioritize this and see if it fixes it. Oh, you know what? Let's upgrade some of these belts too. Don't have materials. Okay, it's beeping because it doesn't want me to do things that I can't legally do. Cool. Alright, maybe we're catching up again. I'll have to keep an eye on that. Okay, so logistics time. So I can go back to that planet at any time to get what I want here. And you know what, let's just go for a little bit of consistency here. I'm gonna put another splitter. We know what splitters are for, right? We paid attention to the tooltips. But the goal is going to be to take these and pass them along the bottom here, which means that we're going to have lines that kind of run vertically here next to each other. Kind of like this. Now, is that the most evenly spaced thing in the world? No. And in fact, I'm going to have to take this copper line out in just a second and like bump it just a little bit over here. Just to give it a little more room. And then we can actually eat this rock because it's even more titanium. Who knew? Wow, all the titanium. Alright. Anything else we can research that only requires red? Surely there's a few here. Like, we haven't done anything with solar sail life. We haven't done anything with that crap yet. Okay. Like, this is what happens when we produce so much power so well. That we can just do these things in the background. Deuterium formation. That's nice. High assembly processors. That's something we could actually use to automate, but we've got to get graphene going. We've got to get other stuff going. Got to get this going. So yeah, we've got plenty of homework to do before we get to Interstellar Logistics. As weird as that sounds. But the other thing we're going to do here is we're just going to take some storage boxes for the time being. And can we run a belt out of the middle here? No. It does not want me. It does not want that. Alright, well, we'll do it like this. Is it weird? Yes. Does it work? I don't know yet. Because I'm actually blocking off what I meant to do with see, when you have these lines over here, the reason you have the splitters like that is so that they can run like outside of everything. Okay, we want you guys to go up one. There we go. That was absolutely not what I wanted. Good job, drones. You don't get a lunch break today. It's also not what I wanted. Amazing. It's like the whole machine thing of telling a computer what you want it to do and then getting mad when it does exactly what you ask for it to do. But to be honest, the whole build vertical height construction thing still screws with me, so... Alright, try this again. Oh, look! Even more vertical construction. I love that we've gone through so many boxes that my automation... Ooh, why am I not moving? My whole automation of boxes is actually necessary. If I can find where my box of boxes is. There we go. How's the power looking? It's better. It's not best, but it's better. How's our graphene looking? That's looking mighty fine now. Alright, cool, because we're going to need some more graphene later. So, these are just coal hungry. That's what that turned into. And we're actually not producing enough oil still. Well, we're making enough power. But that oil issue is going to be an even bigger issue once we turn it to plastics production, which is on the horizon. So I'm just flying around like a moron now. Hooray! So I have some silicon plates here. Let's drop them off. I have some titanium plates. Let's pick up everything we can. Wow, I actually picked up everything. And let's drop them off here. Interesting. Okay, so the elevator, does it work if I put them up higher? Yes. So that's so interesting. I was not expecting it to work out that way. So that bottom storage is not doing a lot right now. Okay, but look at what we have. We have 3 sets of resources here. Easy does it, right? Now all we have to do is anytime we want to automate something off to the side here, all we gotta do is just pop it off these lines. Now I know you don't need like a main bus for a lot of this game, and that's very true. But one thing that we can do here, and this is largely just to try and neaten things up. Like, once again, we're going to be automating CPUs, which means we need to automate this. We need to automate this again, which I know we have one set of production from above. But we'll have another one. And yes, I am relishing every organic crystal I can pick up here. And I halfway wonder if I should make a steel plate line just from this production. Like, if we look at our actual production here, like, we're producing storage boxes again. Conveyor 2, 68 per minute, that's nice. Like, we're not at a deficit, except for maybe energetic graphene. But, like, we're pretty much doing what we expect to do here. So, like, we're producing a ton of iron ore and not using as many plates. So I think we're doing okay on that end right now. But that's a number I'll really have to keep an eye on just to make sure that I don't end up dying in like a research fire or something where suddenly I'm stuck. But okay, we're going to do the chippies first because our goal is... I have a really stupid ambitious goal to automate making planetary logistics stations, which means suddenly having this box of steel is going to be really important. So maybe we can just plan on automating them here by this happy little lake. Seems good. So let's put our splitters out appropriately. Please tell me I have enough. I should. And we really like, it's hard to tell here, we really like the ones that kind of split off to the side. And one of the reasons I build it like this is so that it's pretty reasonable to build them next to each other. And in fact, I can drop this back just a little bit because we can take the silicon plates and drop them somewhere else. But now all we have to do is just one line down, one line down, one loop, not like that, but one line down. And just like this, we have all of our stuff going to the side, and we have a little more going forward. Now, this is something I was pretty good about doing in my last save. And we don't have to do this for very long. We only have to do this until we can get logistics towers going. So, what do we need? Okay, we need some more assembling machines. Which, once again, we're close to being able to do our assembling machine upgrades, which is pretty nice. Let's just eat that coal just for good measure. Alright. So, one of the things I always forget, to be honest, is are these used in much of anything else? I think there's only like one other thing they're used in. So, yeah, this is a really easy three-step process. So let's just make it nice and neat and simple here. And once again, because we're going to be passively building these, it shouldn't be too big of a deal. But I think because I know I'm going to need so many, I'm going to go ahead and make 2 sets. Which doesn't exactly pass the smell test for being anything but a little weird and excessive, but you know, you build more now so you don't have to build more later. And computer chip processors were really my biggest Achilles heel in my first save. Whoa. That was weird. Okay. I guess the power wasn't connected to the power. Alright, so over here. Now let's build it this way, because we need to make room for possibly a steel line. So we're just going to try to make this neat. Put it over here. Alright, is this going to be enough? Needs foundation support. That's some beautiful water you have. Let's pave over it. Alright, so I kind of look wistfully at some mods that are like, hey, why don't you just automatically put sorters into assemblers? Here's the calculation for the number of clicks you will need to make a Dyson Sphere. It's like, thanks. I'm a big nerd for playing this game a lot. Alright. So this is going to be our potato chips. And we're going to do one circuit board, one microcrystalline component. Makes no sense, but it's future tech, so we don't have to worry about that today. Alright. Let's see if I can remember this without referencing what it needs. Oh, you don't throw a belt into the assembler. I'm looking forward, though, to being able to just upgrade these assemblers without, like, big worry here. Let's see, we're going to need a lot of these chips later, so let's just make sure this works. You know, it doesn't work when you don't actually feed your stuff over here. So line 1, line 2, line 1, line 2. And look at that. Late game problem solved. Next. We are going to need some supermagnetic components. But if our priority is this, we have steel, we have titanium now. And we can totally pass a line of that under here too. What do we need for the bottles? Okay, we need copper. We need iron. We need magnets. And we need gears. Alright. Well, it's funny you should mention about the magnet line that I did not set up in this little happy little belt system here, because I just let the magnets kind of wither and die. Well, let's bring them over. I would say that I didn't forget about the magnets, but I forgot about the magnets. It's the quality content that you... Oh my god. I just want to point out something real quick. I'm down to 6,000 soil. That's... you get a lot of soil for like building stuff on the ground. And when you ring a planet around with solar panels, you suddenly don't have to worry about stupid things like soil anymore. So, yeah, I'm in a little bit of trouble. But anyway, what do we say we needed here? You know, we don't have to do the power like this. We can just put the magnet line over here just fine if we do like this over here, then put you happily over here. I think we got all of our power covered. Okay. Congratulations, magnets. You are important. Alright. If I could just hit the up key correctly. Now, if I'm correct about this, we actually don't need silicon for any of this. We just literally need iron, copper, and graphene shit. Okay, well, we just ran into our first stumbling block. We need to make sulfuric acid. Cool. I'm glad that we made this a little bit more complicated for ourselves, because we can't make this in a replicator. We need sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid takes petroleum, stone, and water. And it's something we're going to have to ship across the area. So, do we have any hydro pumps being automatically made? I think that was one of the things I intentionally left off the list. So, building, because you don't need too many of these. Alright. Isn't this fun? Alright, we have a small stack here. Medium stack here. How many do we want to make? 3 should be all we need. Alright. How many chemical plants? Did I automate making chemical plants? Maybe. If I didn't, it looks like I could have. Okay, look at how fast we're burning through the silicon. This is exactly why we need the off-world silicon. It's just impressive how fast we can blow through that. So, automate chemical plants. Steel, stone, glass, and chippies. Alright, that's iron. So steel, stone, glass, and chips. Alright. I thought I had some glass running through here. I guess that literally stopped right here, so... Yes, this is the fun part of where my brain hurts a little bit, Barrick. This is true. So, we need to grab some iron and turn it into steel, and then we need to feed that into the assembler that's making a chemical plant. And at the same time, we need to grab glass off the line, and we need to grab... Oh shit, we don't have copper here, do we? Alright, we don't need glass to go in this far. We need our copper to go this way a little bit. Yay! This is gonna work out, but it's gonna be really tight. So, there's you. I think I may have to offend people's sensibilities for this for a second. Because, okay. Once again... Oh wait, I'm stupid. I can draw chips from right there. I'm overthinking this now. Glass, steel, stone, copper. Cool. We're good. I don't know if we're so good that I can do this with only one box there, but we're good. Alright. My brain is not very happy with me right now. So for making chemical plants, the only thing you need to pass in is Glass. What? Okay. This will work too. It's not pretty, but just has to be effective. Alright. Steel. We're only going to need one stack of these, so once this is done producing steel, and there's no faster smelters than the default smelters. So look at how much resources this is all eating up here. It's going to be limited by the amount of stuff that we can get there, but that's fine. Alright, so I love that we've given ourselves some homework here, because we're automating our chips. The automation is only going as well as what we can carry with us. So it's probably time to do another planetary delivery run here. Let's put all of our organics in here. We are saving those for later. Let's eat some hydrogen because it's delicious. We're definitely not taking the exciters with us. Just drop those off for now. Alright, cool. So let's pick up some more silicon, which we already need to make more potato chips. Because look at this, we have four freaking things going after stone here. And if we look at what it takes to make sulfuric acid, do we have another oil area near here? If we do, like all of our oil's bunched up in another place. Well, we have stone. Okay, this is backed up all to hell. So it's like we have production. But the production's not really going through. So maybe we just reverse the output here. And do our sulfuric acid chemical stuff right here. And feed the excess fossil fuels back into there. That seems like a plan. Alright. So anyway. Reinforced thrusters. That's more of a vanity thing right now. It takes a lot to burn hydrogen apparently. But let's get some more silicon. Just so I can think about this, because sometimes slamming your head into a lava planet is a little easier than thinking about our logistics nightmares here. So we are going to get pulled by our planet's gravity a little bit. That's delta V that we're just going to lose. This is actually one of the farthest positions we can get for our planet here, but yeah, you wouldn't think so. I mean, usually you just pop it and it goes boom. Lands in a field somewhere. But this will give us time to get some chemical plants going, which is one of the reasons I wanted to do it. I could have pumped water as well and made that work, but see, our oil burns a lot faster, even than the hydrogen. So let's see, for sulfuric acid and our graphene, which is where I said we need more graphene production. Yeah, this is a good logistical issue here. So water, stone, and oil. We mostly have it. We just need to let our stuff build. And we have our research going. We're actually not terribly far. Once we have sulfuric acid set up, we're actually pretty close to getting in line for yellow research. So this is playing out pretty nicely. Except, where in the world did I build my crap? We're at the South Pole. We need to be kind of on the other pole. And you can see here our core energy is draining a lot. We might not actually make it up in time. Fortunately, though, we do have a few little power booster poles. So one thing we can do here is just use the power of the sun to recharge. Can even put a fourth one here for faster charging. Check that out. Like, our power draw on this planet is gonna suddenly be terrible. What's our production like, though? We're actually still... We haven't filled up those boxes yet. I'm almost impressed, game. Like, we're getting close. Okay, we're not getting that close with the silicon because there's only 2 veins feeding it. But yeah, our titanium, like I said, we're good on titanium right now. Silicon's gonna be our bottleneck. So, click. Man, how many comments did I get about, oh, by the way, you should really control click this. Anything that I don't need a lot of. I don't need these belts. Alright, I don't need this one chip board. I probably do need those magnets. And I do need those. So this is fine. But yeah, we've just got titanium all over the place, so just like that. Let's go back and see how many chemical plants our home system made while we were out of town. Alright. Flying the wrong way is not great, though. Okay, didn't get too much of a gravity hit. This would be a great time to take a drink of water. So, organic crystals, the big bugaboo that we're going to be dealing with on the next video. The best way to do it is just to find them natively. You can see we have a bunch of stuff that... This is why I've been keeping my wooden plant material. But eventually we are going to be needing to make plastics, which once again takes graphene and oil. Kind of like graphene and sulfuric acid. It's fun. When I will be putting down some solar panels just to try and stabilize my planet stuff here a little bit, but I think I'm gonna do the energy grid like I said before. I'm just gonna need to get some more soil to make it happen. But yeah, things are going well. I hope you're enjoying watching, even if you're accelerating my voice and making me sound like a chipmunk if you're watching on YouTube later. But let's see. Like we have stone here. We have all this stuff here. This is pretty good. I can actually go ahead and hit myself pretty hard. I actually don't have any solar panels on me, so should probably fix that. But yeah, like 2.19, it feels like a lot. But after going through this system, it's not a ton. Can I upgrade these? Is there anything I'm missing to upgrade? Okay. Like, if this is not going because it's not upgraded, then that's my fault. And it looks like that's part of the issue. Cool. Who knew that logistics were as simple as fixing some hotkeys? Alright, which means over here, let's actually hit the upgrade button. That sounds terrifying. I don't know. I know exactly how I feel about that. I don't think my curiosity is ever going to get the best of me there. No, no. There is no normal after that. Alvin and the Chipmunks gave me, not nightmares, but I didn't find them endearing. Like maybe other people did. Okay, deuterium, something else that we can play with later. Some people prefer making these and having it figure out deuterium and like do a permanent feedback loop here. And that is something we will just do a little bit of a demonstration of, but it's not like my go-to strategy. Yeah, we officially cannot keep up with production here. This is amazing. Like, this is just going so badly. I love it. Maybe if we upgrade these two, maybe that'll help. Would be nice if I could shift upgrade all these, but what can you do? Like 6 per minute, that's just gross. But anyway, we have some more silicon here. So, what were we doing again? What's my name again? We have our chemical plants. We have 20 of them. We are only gonna take 10. Because that'll be fine. You know what, let's take some solar. Let's take some solar for fun. Because I do kind of want to go ahead and try to set that up. I mean, we're practically building at the North Pole already. Santa needs his ecologically friendly power. And wind, as we know, like, kills birds and makes things unhappy. I mean, the ice caps are already melted, as is. So, look at that. I have just flown through all of that soil in a hurry. Look at me go. That's just hilarious. I bet the South Pole is a lot better for some of this crap. Okay. Like I didn't even hit the North Pole correctly. That's awesome. So yeah, we'll totally do a little bit of this, but my days of like ringing the whole middle of the planet's done, but we're already getting soil just for flattening stuff out. I've done so little spaghetti that I've kind of failed in my ability to just take over the planet. Alright. But this will be good if we decide to do the Dyson Sphere on this planet and not just leave it as like a passive production planet while we go to a cooler star system. High-speeding assemblers. I don't know if we'll be able to automate those or not today. Like I said, I do just want to get a little bit of bonus power here. It's not going to be like the be-all end-all of power, because we're not even like doing the whole side of the planet. But any little supplement we can do is helpful at this point. Alright, so what do we need for these? Graphene chips. We're actually almost there. So, the high-speed assemblers are pretty important. It looks like upgrading, we suddenly have a lot of petroleum, so this is looking good. So how do I want to do this? We have stone. We are almost out of things to research, which is a little awkward. Like we got too good at some of this. Look, solar sail system. Smelting. Energy storage. Look, we're doing some of these research, like ray receiver. They're not efficient at all now, but we're researching them because we can. Like I need purple research for that. Like we're pretty much yeah, we're outpacing ourselves on research. It's gonna be you know what? Have I not unlocked the yellow cubes yet? No, I haven't. So, this is what we're going to need some of our titanium for. But this is going to be one of the more annoying things to do. Anyway, those are future problems. We can put those way off. For now, we're actually low on blue. That's hilarious. Okay. Did say I could put a third set of towers here. And just like that, I'm out of iron plates. Alright. This is easy enough to fix, and then we will get to the promised stuff here. But yeah, we have lines of stuff here I could already use, and I'm not using them. That's a little silly, but okay. So blue research for you. Actually put an output, because who knew that was important. And this should take care of these. Alright, so we're back to here. We are trying to make this. To make this, we need these. To make these, we need this. To make this, we need this crap. Let's do it. I'm just gonna make it sloppy as hell, and we're just gonna pass it in from wherever. Good, I'm so glad I had enough soil to do that. Alright. So... stone, stone, and then sulfuric acid needs water and petroleum. So we are going to have to shut the power down to our entire planet for just a second. Lovely. Does seem like we had extra, though. So what? Oh, crap. Okay. Got too ahead of myself. I thought I could see it pretty well. There's got to be a mod that makes it easier to see what the hell's going on. Alright. We may be able to make it work at just 50-50, because this production's going to be slower. And then... here's some water that I cannot actually get rid of. So hydro pumps. Oh wow, there's even more stone up there. I could have made it even neater by putting my stone up there. Needs foundation support, you jerk. I love this. It's like... okay, I was just turning it the wrong way. Easy, easy fix. Okay. Now, one of the really interesting things about this is that this is not going to run out. Like, we're not eventually going to drain this water source. It will just always be there. And just so we can make things stupid, let's put this here. Alright. Yeah, I really underestimated the amount of moving around my stuff influencing everything. Let's see our production. Chemical plants. So if we want to make sulfuric acid to make graphene. You know, it's a little hilarious now I think about it. 6.3 megajoules versus, let's take a coal off here. Shouldn't I just be actually burning? Yeah, I should totally be processing energetic graphene and burning that instead. It's way more efficient. Look at me being terrible at this game. I know people get a little weird when I start criticizing myself for how I play this game, but wow, that's a pretty major oversight just to be like, la la la, let's just burn this coal straight up. Like a stupid human instead of a smart robot. Alright, well. Not much we can do about it now. I mean, there is, but we're not going to do it right now. Because we have to stay on task. Now, it'll be really nice later when I can officially, like, get this from a planet or some crap. But for now, we're just gonna... Oh boy. Please tell me I have enough soil. I don't have enough soil, do I? Ooh! Ooh, I do. Alright, who knew? Who knew this would be such a problem? Alright. 4 is fine. And then to make graphene, actually also needs to be in a chemical facility. So you know what, if we're gonna be pulling the coal out of here and pushing it back, let's just make this a little bit neater, because that way we can have a sulfuric acid line that goes this way. That sounds like one of the worst nightmare things. Yeah, here's just a bunch of sulfuric acid, just all in a row, in boxes. You know that old story. Nothing bad could possibly happen. Like, if they introduce, like, planetary disasters, or, like, whoops, Will Wright comes in and just drops your game, that'd be hilarious. It's like, whoops, a monster attacks. Who could have seen that coming? And considering how much the devs like to listen to community feedback, they might be like, yes please, let's have like a big old monster attack your base, not just like basic space aliens being mean and not wanting their land taken, but literally like, whoops, here's something and it was just hungry. Alright, so sulfuric acid. Look, we can shoot sails at the star, which is very pretty, but it's not very useful, and I put way too much time, effort, and energy into doing that last time. So here's sulfuric acid with improved logistics, and we still need to be able to make these belts. That's something I want to automate. I'm not sure if I'll have quite enough time to do it today, but there's our sulfuric acid production, which we are just going to put this down here. Like I said, I'm trying to make this neat, especially because we're going to have to pass it back down the line over here in just a bit. This is where having interplanetary logistics towers will help a lot, but we don't have those yet. And I need to get some more belts in a minute. Look at those little drones. We've come so far in this game. Alright, 1, 2, and 3. Let's go ahead and designate you as graphene, because we don't need a lot of sulfuric acid for graphene. Alright, well, we'll fix that great error in just a second. Gotta remember, ooh, uh-oh. We need snacks. As nearly a pretty bad mistake. Alright, so once again, I knew these burned more efficiently. And I feel so dumb. Alright, well. How do we fix this? Like, it's interesting. We're going back to not quite having enough here. Well, let's get some belts first, because we're supposed to be good on belts. So I'm going to be upgrading the crap out of stuff later. Okay, do we have enough soil? Yes. Yeah, we're back. Spaghetti's back on the menu. We're just trying to watch our carbs a little bit. Okay. This may seem excessive. You're not wrong. But excessive's the name of the game today. Because we're about to cut off a lot of crap here. Alright. This doesn't make a lot of sense. I know. But it will in just a minute, so... You know what? Screw this. You're gonna do the same thing. We're just gonna go full-in ray receivers. We're at this point researching things because we can, not because they are needed. Alright, so if we're going to turn this into our north side graphene production, we're going to do it right. Well, we're not going to do it that right, though. Working along the longitudinal lines makes a few dangers, but that's fine. Alright, so we are going to try to put power back in here first. But you can see we're at no fuel, no fuel. Sunday, Monday, happy days. What I want to know is, are we having cascading power failures right now? Like, you can see the dip. But we're not totally, like, dead meat yet. So, energetic graphene, look at all this crap we're making. This might be overkill. I don't care. Because we can just give ourselves carpal tunnel, clicking and clicking and clicking and clicking and clicking and clicking and clicking, and if you're watching on closed captioning, and clicking and clicking and clicking and clicking and clicking. People say they love the mouse clicks. So, here they are. Alright. So, you need 3 of these. And we're going to need this line for other stuff too. So we'll save that for the later. Kill a tree. It's already dead anyway. 10 log. Just log. Not logs. And let's make this really fun and run it down this thick line. Input, output, input, output, input, output. So hopefully the energetic graphene does not burn faster. Like, it's supposed to be a little more energy efficient to make it this way. Did I mess up with this one? I think I did. So it's trying to eat from the side here instead of eating off the belt. There we go. So we still got a little bit of coal getting passed in, but it's mostly graphene at this point. I think that means I can just take this one. We can just take this one. And we can just move it down here. Like we totally planned it this way the whole time. So who knew? We're dealing with future tech and still fighting with fossil fuels and sulfuric acid and garbage. So you guys are making like 20 per minute. And you guys are going over here. So this is getting fed some. 2 of these are getting fed some. 3 of these are getting fed some. We have graphene. Excellent. What do we need this graphene for again? We need graphene for this. Alright, so we needed magnets, metals. And we're running out of time before we run out of things to research. Alright. Alright, do I want to do this area up here? Because that means we need to throw another copper line. Are we low on copper? We're low on copper. How about that? We need to be mining a lot more copper. Okay. It's a good thing to realize at how many hours into the save. Let's just do it like this. And look at all of our soil coming back all of a sudden. It's all according to a plan. And see, our drones can work fast enough to make this work too now, so... How many more smelters? I feel like I've placed so many smelters down and yet so few. Alright. That should be enough to do something with it. Alright. And once again, the other thing is that our copper is being delivered really slowly. Hopefully 4 is enough. So that's all I feel like I want to rework right now. Upgrade. Okay. Hopefully that starts... Hopefully that moving faster helps. And where do we park our old belts? Sorry, I'm getting... My brain's getting a little loose here. Like, we can use these belts to upgrade the other belts. So it's not like we're not using them. How's our power situation? Kinda dire, but... We'll see. We're making a lot of graphene. We've officially filled this line now. Alright, so if we're making you... It's kind of funny, we're going to run out of room to run the titanium neatly if we try to do it over here, but let's do it over here anyway. And good, our copper is happy now. Do we have logistics room to drop both of these near each other like this? Maybe. No, we don't. Okay. Well, that makes it a little disappointing, but a little easier. Oh, it's because I put these too close. That's exactly why I spaced them out. Like that. Alright. This works now, right? Guess I could always use the titanium elevator eventually. Or what I can do is I can actually stack these. So I'll just stack some splitters and run it overhead. That's totally... That doesn't count as spaghetti if it's intentional, right? That's what my kids say about making messes. So if we put a third one right here, but it'll have to be right here. How messy is this gonna get? Can't put it there. Alright, we'll have to figure it out in just a second. So... just tuck this line over just a touch. Because working under these is so fun. Nope. Try again, game. What's the opposite of good cable management? Asking for a friend. What? Alright. Look, we got little snakes. Alright. You know what's really great about this, though? Is that this is literally replicating the line that's right here. Oh my god. So I could have just ran this over a little more. Well, whatever. So, what are we making? Copper rings. We gotta make gears. So let's just, we're putting all of our chips over here, so let's try to keep it compact. Okay, structure matrix, we're officially out of things we can research. So this is all, we're losing the speed run now. Alright. Man, I still can't believe someone got on me for... Why are you not speedrunning Dyson Sphere Program? You're on speed gaming. It's like, cool. The coolest of the stories. Alright. Does anything else in this production need gears? Yeah, finished thinking we're kind of done. So gears are only needed once. Then we need these. Then we need copper and graphene again. Okay. So we can just do the dumb. I love doing the dumb thing. Alright. Dumb things are my favorites. Alright, who's ready for it? I'm not. Let's do it anyway. 1, 2, 3. Oh shit, I screwed it up. Okay. Oh, this is fine. This is fine if we can do this. Okay. These things. These things. Can still be those things. But it probably should be these things. You know it's late when I'm like, what am I making? I'm making this round thing into this like cheese Danish into like this like weird pudding cake. And then we're eventually gonna turn it into like this. It's magic. Huh, so that will collide with the one object. But we got it, so that's the important thing. Cool, okay. And we're running out of sorters. That tells you what kind of work I've been doing. So this needs iron, rings, and gears. Then you need more. Crap, we're gonna need to make 2 of these, aren't we? Well, if it's passive generation, maybe we won't. I guess we're about to find out. And then you need those and copper and graphene. Okay, let's get some more sorters, blue ones. Let's get some more belts. I still need to upgrade my belts. And not as high priority as getting yellow cubes online, which is gonna take these assholes. Ugh. It's gonna take some reorganization. Although we already mostly have what we need running. As stupid as that seems. Like, I can totally just run these through here. I also have to figure out the electric situation. But I'm running out of gas. So we're gonna focus on doing this, and maybe we can... I don't know if I need to run a line of computer chips to automake assemblers. I can just pass chips from time to time. That might be a good plan. Alright, so here's the graphene line. We're gonna kind of run it wide. Alright. Down we go. Not too far this way, because we're gonna have some other construction here. And graphene's honestly something that's kind of important enough to where we want to make room for it later. So there we go. I think all we gotta do is just drop a box here, right? Maybe put 2 boxes just for fun, because we're gonna need a lot of these too. Because all you need is graphene right now. How many chemical production plants we have? Yeah, it takes 8 graphene and 4 chips. So while that's building, I left the assemblers a little open for a reason here. Could totally run like a line over here. And then just do the assemblers over here. You know, it'd be really boss if I just made my assembler 2s with an assembler 1. And you know how good I'm doing when I'm saying it's boss. Alright. Alright. Let's prioritize this first. As I said, everything needs graphene after a while. And we will be 2 steps closer to actually automating planetary logistics stations, which is amazing. I didn't think I'd get to this level. Like, we have 200 steel right here. Oh. You know what? Screw it. I got just enough energy left here that we can set up this automation, but it's only responsible if I do this first. So let's at least make this neat. Let's at least do this right. So we're gonna put an assembler here, which means we need to go up 2 and then drop down here. And you are going to be responsible for making MK2 assemblers. Isn't that fun? We'll drop you right here. Like, literally, all we do is just eat the baby assemblers. Just literally not there. Don't be dumb. We're gonna put chips in a box. That means I'm gonna be responsible, hopefully, and remember that I need to actually, sometimes if I want more assemblers, I need to put some potato chips in the oven, or some, oh no, what do we call these? Do we call we need to call these something else, because I've been calling these chips forever. So I could call them processors. But where's the fun in that? Alright, oh gosh, I am just slowing myself down like crazy. Okay, so, you see I don't have these limited. And it's really interesting. 22.5 and 45. So... Okay. Okay, I can fix this. One more assembler here. And, let's fix the belt efficiency. I mean, I shouldn't care. Oh, I shouldn't care because it's passive. But I do care because these things, I take it personally. And this is where someone who's much more math-oriented than me can be like, well, the ratio for this needs to be this to this, therefore... Nope, not like that. And then... You still need to pull in these. Alright. So we're almost there. We're almost done thinking. We're almost done researching. There's literally nothing else we can do before we set up yellow research, which will be the very first thing I do next time. Good life goals. But look, we have these building. We have a bunch of those. So we're doing really fantastic on chips. You know what? I'm just gonna take all these. You can't not make me do that. we're not going to need a ton of assemblers just yet. Look at all those assemblers on the line. Let's just put all these in here. And you work. So, planetary logistics station. Last build of the night. We need titanium, steel, chips, and thingies. Like, I don't know what you call these. There's someone more clever than me can come up with some clever names for this stuff, but we're gonna put our I'm gonna use our first Mark II assembler set for it, which technically means I can dump all my old assemblers in here to get cannibalized. Alright. Like I said, logistics are part of the fun. And I'll be honest with you, I am having a good time right now. It's like you set a few goals, you hit those goals, and it works. Now we need 4 things for these towers, and I think I've set myself up for failure. Chips, titanium. Oh, titanium. Okay. Titanium and steel. We're gonna make this real compact. Thanks for the thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. Okay. And then we're gonna put a box here. Man, that's a lot of chips. Somebody's got to work on their diet. Alright, so we have a lot of steel coming this way. That production will slow down eventually. And what did I say we were doing here? We're going to take this line and get a little stupid. Because it is really late my time. Okay, so first one doesn't really matter. Actually, it probably does, so let's rotate. Okay, this will be fine. Probably have to feed it into the correct mouth. Which means we're just going to have some awkwardly floating titanium here, because this won't work, will it? No, it won't. That's excellent knowledge. Alright, so stacking the sorters doesn't like solve world hunger or anything. It does let me do that though, which is nice because I'll have to pass it to the side, but more importantly it also lets me do this. But we gotta raise it just a little bit higher, right? Oh, gosh. This game really wants me to run this into the ground. Alright. Alright. I said if you like spaghetti, is what's for dinner today, because we are oh gosh. I just want to make it do like this. It's apparently asking way too much. We're just gonna pass you over here. I did see one little inspirational thing though. It's like, do you ever make spaghetti just for fun? And this game is like, I make it because I have no choice. Interesting that we suddenly have no power. Alright, well, here we go. Good gracious. we have planetary logistic tower automation. That does make me a little sad because I did not remember to make drone automation. But if we still have the iron line, I think I can do that. Thrusters. Steel plus copper. Oof. Alright, we did not plan this super well, did we? Oh no. Well, we'll make it work. So let's see, to make these guys, we just need to feed the steel and copper over here. You know, I'm lazy, so let's do this. Let's do this the lazy way. Maybe not like that, but let's go ahead and smelt some steel. And then what do you guys need? You need chips. Chips, iron plates, and thrusters. So I'm pretty sure we can pull off of this line. Like, eventually we are going to run out of that. Which means eventually this computer chip efficient building will go back into place. Except I need to grab some more silicon. Which is where we want to get interplanetary logistics to go. But... so we need steel. To make thrusters we need steel plus copper. Then to make the drones, we need chips, thrusters, and iron. And then we put those in a box. And it's magic, they're right next to each other. It's like I definitely didn't plan it this way. And it's all just running along our happy little graphene line. Damn it. Well, it was a good run. Once again, look at all the things we are not researching right now. Tick, 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 but we're having a good time. Steel, copper. If I had a cheat sheet, I could totally look at that cheat sheet and be like, this is what I need to build. And chips. Because I will be able to make a lot more of these once I get some more silicon brought back over. Hey Cheese, hope you're doing good. I'm about to fall asleep all over myself, but we are in the process of automating more, finding more things to automate instead of doing research. So since you're here, we're just going to do a little bonus round at the very end here just so you can... oh, I did not mean to do that. Right click. Alright, do we already have... we already have enough assemblers. Excellent. Let's take a stack. Oh, you did actually get to help design the tournament. That's fantastic. I know that was one of the things you really wanted to do last year, and I've been playing other things because my interests have kind of been all over the place lately, as you can probably guess. So I'm very curious to see what the flags look like. And we don't need that. We don't need that many drones. We probably only need 2 stacks of drones. But yeah, this is some exciting automation. So we're going to do as kind of a wrap up here. As you can see, we went through 100 of those processors really fast. So one of the life goals for the rest of this run is we need to get to this place as fast as possible. We will need to do this first. Fortunately, we already have most of our setup that we need to do this, which is very exciting. Which reminds me that I need to leave some room here on this line. Loose incentive location, the later shuffles the dungeon. That's fascinating. I will have to take a look. I don't have access to any of the more private or lockdown Discord channels anymore, as I stepped away from those responsibilities. So I'll have to take a look when things are posted publicly, because I was thinking earlier, it's like we're about through most of February. Final Fantasy Spring Tournament is on hand, and am I going to be participating? I don't know. It was a real pain in the ass last year to schedule and get time things going, and we'll see how that goes. Cool, I'll have to definitely take a look, because it's been a little while since I've run FF1R, and it's one of those things where I really want to say that I have it in me to run it, but I also know what kind of time commitment it goes into running in a tournament, and with court being backed up for the past year, my schedule is hilariously packed for the next 5 months already, with like stuff that's been set and preset. Yeah, no, I'm very glad. Yeah, the time is at hand. So it's one of those things where it's like, I'm glad that people are like, let's not do 6 weeks of Swiss and have everybody's thing broadcasted. So shorter tournaments good, especially when the community's large enough to be organizing more events. It's good to have one Big Ten event, but it doesn't always need to be one Big Ten event. Oh gosh. So we're on a lava planet. And I landed on the correct side? Nope. I landed on the wrong side again. That's fine. I'm a robot that can fly and is correctly looking at my nav ball and going to the northern hemisphere. It's all good. But like I said before, my goals here in this game, other than recharging myself before I run out of stuff this time around, is to bloop, first off recharge, get more silicon back to the planet. And by the way, if you are watching this on YouTube later, because I do have a pretty substantial YouTube audience here, at least for my channel, it's very exciting to see that, actually, because it's, you wonder sometimes with YouTube being so saturated, can people find your content? And people definitely have, and have left a lot of really cool, interesting comments. Yeah, I do actually have on my YouTube page my entire run through the spring tournament last year into the bracket stages, which is where I was hoping to go, albeit farther than I expected to make it. But that was all broadcast on Speed Gaming and Randomania and other good speedrunning channels. And people like Cheesenator also run it. Also, Cheese much better at the game than I am, because his action input is a lot faster. If you've seen me play any Dyson Sphere program, you know my actions are is about as lazy as my design. Yeah, no, that's like 2/3 of anything. Even though Dyson Sphere Program is a game that definitely has a lot of people creating content for it. For whatever reason, people want to see my stupid face for 2+ hours at a time. It's weird. Yeah, no, that's one of the true things just about the speed gaming videos on YouTube, is that because they're streamed on Twitch and VODs from that, you don't have the chat with it, which is definitely one of the things you miss, especially for people going crazy for like the last chance qualifier and stuff. But I have a lot of good memories from last year's spring tournament, but I can't make any commitments to running this year. But now that the flags are apparently out in the wild, I do want to take a look because I've been curious. I've heard that the 4.0 dropped recently for the randomizer, which is just amazing to think how much more development's going into a randomizer for a game that's how old? This is Final Fantasy 1 for the NES version, for anyone not familiar. So it's just amazing to see the recent uptick and how many people are so enthusiastic about developing for the randomizer. And bloop, we're going to try to not do too much more ferrying here. Oh my gosh, we need to upgrade this, please. Alright. Yeah, I think so too. So here's our happy little blocks going into our happy little blocks. We're actually running a little short on iron as well, which is hilarious, but let's go ahead and upgrade our iron line just to put even more stress on that. I love the upgrade button, it's so satisfying to use. But see, right here we have 2 assemblers that we can also upgrade. Oh, it's so nice. So nice. We can just paint the whole thing green now. But yeah, this is Asher with Dyson Sphere Program. I'm going to be calling this run through here in just a little bit, because it looks like we're consistently making 20 chips per minute. That will matter a lot when I'm able to start using interplanetary logistics and not having to drop these things back and forth. But one of the things I definitely want to do is, now that I'm getting stacks of drones and allegedly towers, logistics towers, we're going to need to work really hard to figure out the power situation. It looks like we have suddenly magically fixed it, but I'm not holding my breath. But yeah, there's so much we have left to do, but the number one thing is to actually create research so that we can research other things, because what's the point if we're trying to go through this game really fast and can't actually research? So yellow cubes are up next. You'll get to see me paint this whole area, just all kinds of upgrade. Unfortunately, you cannot shift upgrade all these buildings, but we can totally just like click them, because I know y'all love my mouse click sounds. And the nice thing is that you get to keep the assembling machines you're upgrading from, so we can just drop those back in this box, because these are ingredients, and those will just go on this line to make more. Efficiency. This is what playthrough 2 is all about, but I've got to call it a night. I've got work tomorrow, and I've got kids' school duty tomorrow, so it's a lot of fun, and we are out of graphene for some reason. Probably something to try and solve. We are... Uh-oh. Okay. I will tell you what I did wrong here. I did not set the feature here to only allow refined oil through here. So what's going to happen is that these lines will get blocked because this sulfuric acid does not eat hydrogen. So we're going to have to take all this hydrogen and do something with it. But now that we have it like this, we should be okay. I'm really glad I caught that at the end here. So yeah, we have hydrogen that's going this way, which is really fascinating because that is not at all what I intended for this to do. I don't know if I really want to be burning that much hydrogen, but we do have power. That's for sure. So yeah, before I find 50 other things to... Oh no. Okay. So it's trying here. It's really trying. I'm going to have to think about what I want to do here, because if this is strictly going to be a hydrogen line, I'm going to have to figure out like my logistics of what's going on. But yeah, there's always problems to solve, always flies to swat. but I've accomplished my goals for this video, this VOD, and then some. But we have a plug in the research dam, and we've got to fix that starting next time. So thanks for watching. Cheese Barrick, thanks for popping in as always. And we'll do this again soon, but it is time for some sleep. Have a good night, good day, good morning, and we'll do this again soon. Take care.